Good afternoon. My name's Hannah Birchall. I'm the Director of Marketing Communications and External Relations here at the university, and I would like to warmly welcome you all to this afternoon's graduation. From the video that you've just watched, you will see that your relationship with the university does not end today. In fact, it is only just beginning. You are now a member of a global alumni community of over 200,000 graduates. Salford graduates go on to do amazing things, making a difference in all walks of life, from politics, industry, the arts, scientific discovery, to serving our communities through the health service, in schools and in public service. We would love for you to keep in touch with us so that we can share in your life's journey and your achievements. And we also want to ensure you're kept up to date on the latest benefits and services available to you as a member of our alumni network. As you cross the stage today, we'll be recording you, and you'll receive an email from us in a couple of days inviting you to download the clip for yourself. It's just a little gift to say thank you for agreeing to let us stay in touch with you. Now, before the ceremony starts, I want to give you some pointers before you cross the stage. Graduations are a time to celebrate not only your individual achievements, but those also of your peers. When it's your time, my colleagues in the red gowns, they'll guide you to line up. You don't need your hats. If you've got them on, please take them off. You can leave your hats on your seat with anything else that you've got with you. As your name is called, you'll cross the stage along this lovely red carpet here. Give a nod to our presiding officer. They'll be the person stood in front of the big chair. You'll then continue across the stage and receive your graduation scroll just around here. Exit the stage down those stairs and return to your seats. The big thing to remember is to enjoy your moment. And guests, can I please ask that you remain seated throughout the ceremony? It's a courtesy to other guests. They don't need their views of their graduate blocked or disturbed. And at the end of the ceremony, graduates will leave first, so please do wait until they've made their way out before you leave. And please, can all graduates and guests stay until the very end of the ceremony? We need the last cheer today to be as loud as the first. And finally, may I ask if you would kindly ensure that your mobile phones are switched to silent for the duration of the proceedings. The ceremony will now begin. For those of you who are able, please stand for the entrance of the academic procession.
You are all most welcome. I now declare this congregation to present the awards for the University of Salford open. Please be seated.
Graduands and distinguished guests, please welcome Professor Ian Goodhead, Associate Dean, Research and Innovation.
Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony for Science, Engineering and Environment, especially all of our graduands and your families, friends, partners and supporters. I also welcome our distinguished guests and all my school colleagues who are present for this graduation ceremony. I want to start by saying many, many congratulations, graduands. We are at this event to celebrate with you for all of your achievements. At the beginning of the ceremony, you were graduands, and at the end, you will leave as graduates of the University of Salford. And today marks the successful endpoint of a journey you embarked on as a student when you enrolled for your programme of study. It has been an honour and a privilege to work with you and alongside you and to witness the hard work you have committed to your studies. Of course, any successful academic experience is only possible through partnership. Your partnership with our academic and administrative teams, our industry partners who helped us design our courses, professional, statutory, regulatory body partners that validate and accredit our courses, and the local and national societal organisations with whom many of you have worked. Salford students contribute to society in many, many positive ways, and we thank you for all of your hard work and commitment. You have been superb ambassadors for the school and for the university. Talking of schools, it has been another year of tremendous success for the School of Science, Engineering and Environment, and shortly you will hear about some of those great things that have happened across our school this year. But for now, I'd like to highlight some of the fantastic achievements of our students over the last 12 months. 5 of our students from biomedicine and human biology and infectious disease courses secured and completed prestigious internships at Cambridge University during the summer vacation. One of our building surveying apprenticeship students was shortlisted for a National Apprentice of the Year award, and 3 of our students in computer science and software engineering won technology awards from our partners AJ Bell. And I want to acknowledge that significant support from AJ Bell and many other sponsors who have and continue to offer scholarships to both undergraduate and postgraduate students. Many of you graduating today have successfully completed master's courses for which we have been awarded significant financial scholarship support from the Office for Students, totalling up to £750,000 for student bursaries in the current and next academic year. All these examples show recognition of the value and contribution of our programmes to educational and societal success. I am, and I know that everyone in the school and the university is proud of them as well as you and your achievements. There are many reasons for this pride, and it is our privilege to share this joy with you today. And I want to take this opportunity to emphasise 3 of the reasons for our pride. Number 1, we are proud of the work ethic you have demonstrated and the sheer effort you have expended in the pursuit of your degree. Capability alone is not enough to deliver the achievements you have made. Hard work is also essential, and we have watched in admiration as you have committed yourselves to your studies with dedication and purpose. Second, we are proud of the way you have adapted to meet the challenges thrown up by a once-in-100-years global medical crisis that occurred before and during your period of study. The COVID pandemic has had a major impact on all of our lives, and the effect upon your studies has been significant. Nevertheless, you are here now at graduation, and we admire and celebrate your strength in reaching this milestone despite what life has thrown at you. Third, we are proud of you all as you become the newest members of the Salford alumni family. Today you join the university's diverse, talented and distinguished alumni family, and we hope you will stay in touch with us and with each other. You will always be welcome to come back to visit us and to share with us the exciting successes which lie in front of you. Someone once said, "This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning." Today is the start of your beginning. You are about to embark on successful careers, as so many Salford graduates have done before you, in industry, in the community, in research, and many other walks of life. Go out there. Stand proud as a Salford graduate. On behalf of everyone in the School of Science, Engineering and Environment, I congratulate you all, and I wish you luck for whatever your futures hold. Please don't forget us. We will never forget you. So whilst it's been an exciting year for our school, there have also been significant achievements for our university. As such, I am very proud to introduce our presiding officer for this ceremony, Vice-Chancellor Professor Nick Beach.
Thank you. As the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Salford, I am delighted to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony, celebrating your achievements and the awards that you will receive. So we're here today to congratulate you all as the next generation of graduates and wish you well, but also to let you know how proud we are of you as you embark on the next chapter of your life. I'd also like to extend a very warm welcome to your family, your friends, and your supporters, the people who are here today. Whether you've come from relatively close or from a long distance, you are most welcome. And we like to think that our campus is really a second home for many of our students and staff. So welcome to our home. I hope you will make yourselves comfortable and take away some really special memories from this day. In life, there are always challenges to face and to overcome. But there are also exciting and sometimes unexpected opportunities. And the passion, the drive, the creativity, and the determination you have shown on your journey to date is exactly what will help you succeed and thrive in the future. Alongside the knowledge that you've developed in your specific studies, I hope that at your time in university, you've also met some interesting people, had experiences that have shaped your views on the world, and learnt something about yourself and about others. Amongst all the lectures and the labs and the studios and the assignments and the exams, I also hope that you've had some time to have some fun and enjoy yourself. I was the first in my family to go to university, although my father studied part-time later on, and indeed he was a real inspiration for me. He'd come from a single-parent family, and when he left school at the age of 15, he only had one qualification in typing. You can tell from that this was a very long time ago. If he was still alive, he'd be nearly 100 now. And he went out and worked as an office boy in an accountancy firm. And after a number of experiences, one of the things that he did was to go to night school. And he kept on and on and on going to night school. And eventually, he qualified as an accountant and joined the company as a full member. And later, when he'd met my mum, who had been a chemist and then became a teacher, he was really inspired to move into education. And that was part of what was my inspiration as well. Seeing the way that he moved through his life to make a real difference, and he became a lecturer in what was then a polytechnic in accountancy, and made a real difference to a lot of people's lives. For me, I've had a different experience because they enabled me to have a different sort of background. But still, when I went to university, I hadn't yet found the thing that really would turn me into the person that I wanted to be, or indeed the subjects that had really animated me. But I found them at university, and you can imagine, given the way that I'm dressed and where I'm standing, that university was quite transformative for me. And the reason that I say that is, I hope for you, the study, the experience, the fun, and the challenges that you've had will enable you to shape the sort of career you want, but more importantly than that, shape the sort of community of which you want to be part. So for all of us, this is intensely personal, as well as being something that is about a broad community, the university as a whole. And in our university, we have 4 key themes, and most people, I think, will relate to one, if not more, of these. And our 4 themes are enhancing prosperity, healthy living, sustainable environments, and creativity and innovation. Technology is woven through all of those, but really importantly, the Salford way is woven through all of them. And the Salford way is to take equality, diversity, and inclusion really seriously, not just as something descriptive, but as something we say, if we want to value diversity, what does that mean that we will do differently in our careers? What does it mean that we will live differently in our lives? Those themes are all outwardly focused themes. They're not ivory tower themes. They are things that happen in the real world, and we as a university community want to be part of the real world. So we're working all the time with the health service, with business, with organizations of all sorts to help us design our programs to be relevant and up to date. And, as Hannah was saying earlier, we hope to stay in touch with you so that as you carry on through your careers, you can help us keep up to date and keep relevant. So prosperity is a really important part of this, and we want to contribute not just to the really big-scale companies, and we've heard about some of those earlier. Of course, that's important. But if you look at the UK economy, well over 95% of it is small, micro, and medium-sized businesses. And there's a lot that universities can do to help those sorts of organisations who don't have the same sort of resources that very large organisations have. So we work a lot with SMEs and particularly micro businesses here and further afield on things like business analytics, on prototyping, on robotics, on a whole range of things that they wouldn't otherwise be able to access. Secondly, when we think about health, enabling everybody to live healthy lives is a big theme for us, and we are the largest educator of health professionals in the North. This means that we are deeply embedded in the NHS, trying to both make sure that graduates have the skills that are going to be useful, but also that our research is informing the most effective ways of working. And we've recently opened our new Centre for Medical Imaging, a really world-class environment for education, research and clinical provision. Developing the workforce for the green economy and researching how best to support sustainability is our third theme. And this year we launched our Energy House 2.0, which welcomed media from around the world to a really big splash launch. For those of you who don't know, in effect, this is a huge laboratory that has houses built in it. And we collaborate with some of the biggest housing builders in the UK. But in that environment, of course, we can test out really what makes a difference in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of insulation. And within the lab, every weather condition that you can think of can be created to make those tests effective. But alongside that, they also do testing on affordability of housing and sustainability of housing around the world. So not just because of that, because of many things, we were named one of the UK's most sustainable universities after receiving a first-class award in the People and Planet University League, ranking 9th in the UK. Our work in the creative industries is a major part of our activities. Creative industries over the last 10 years have grown at 150% of the rate of the rest of the economy, and they now contribute around £110 billion to the UK. Our Media City campus is nationally leading in being embedded with the BBC, ITV, Sky and several others. And for example, if you watch football on the BBC, it's very likely that any replays you see will be set up and managed by one of our creative technologists. So it's really important that we're having an impact around the world and also here in Salford. And our key values are really about that enabling of social justice and social change. And we have recently been recognised and ranked 12th in the country for social mobility, based on some of the work that we've done supporting young people into universities and new centres that we've set up. But behind all of these statistics, it's the real people, it's the individuals that really matter. And recently, we held a wonderful photographic exhibition of a world-renowned photographer. And alongside that beautiful exhibition, the staff ran a 3-month program working with children who were between 12 and 16, often not from areas that were having huge success in gaining access to university. And working with those children week by week on their photography projects was the thing that really changed the whole flavour and the nature and the impact of that piece of work. So alongside the world-renowned photographer, there was a speech by one of this group of young people who'd never spoken before in public and spoke on behalf of the others, telling the stories of how many of them had felt worried about coming out of their bedrooms. They felt really they were focused on their games or focused internally and didn't have the confidence to go out. But through the program in which they developed their own exhibition, actually they developed social skills, they developed technical skills, but they'd also developed in confidence and the ability to ask questions and to challenge some of the boundaries around them. He made a speech that was massively moving and really captivating for us all. And so I think as we're talking about these big statistics, which are great, it's also important to remember what difference does that make to the individuals and within the communities. So we are a world-leading university in research and innovation. There are many accolades, as I've mentioned. We're also focused on teaching and education, and recently we've moved up in the government's framework for judging that from bronze to a silver award, which is fantastic. But today is also about your achievements, and I hope that you'll be proud of what your broader university community has done and is doing, but you should also be proud of yourselves and what you've achieved to get here. Most of this ceremony, therefore, is going to be about congratulating you, and as Hannah described earlier, you'll walk across the stage and everybody will applaud, and that's fantastic. But before we get to that, I want to invite you to take a moment to also say thank you to your friends, to your supporters, to people who have enabled you to be here. No doubt they have been inspired and hopeful and excited. They may also have had moments of anxiety or worry as well along the way. I'm sure they will have made some sacrifices to enable you to be here. So in a minute, but not before I tell you, I'm going to ask you to thank them in a special way. Now, we all know that Salford students and Salford graduates are amongst the most polite people on the planet, but this is not a moment for being polite, okay? This is a moment to make as much noise as possible. So clapping is fine, but actually stamping your feet, shouting, whistling, whooping, whatever you want to do, as long as it makes a lot of noise, that's what we're looking for. Now, the staff will be joining you, and what you may not be aware is that this stage has special acoustic properties. And when they stamp their feet, it has 4 times the amount of sound that you might expect, all right? So I'm going to give you a count in, and when I count in, I want you all to stand up, to turn round, and make as much noise as you can so that your friends and supporters really know you mean it. Are you up for that? I'm going to try that again. Are you up for that? Yes! Yes, that's what we're looking for. Right, after 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Brilliant. Well, be bold in your aspirations. The future is yours to make. Congratulations to the class of 2023.
Graduands and distinguished guests, we will now commence the presentation of the Postgraduate Research Awards from the School of Science, Engineering and Environment. Each student will be presented individually for their awards. I would like to invite Professor Ian Goodhead, Associate Dean, Research and Innovation, to present the awards.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Science, Engineering and Environment, I present for the award of Doctor of Philosophy for their thesis on experimental study of thermal and mechanical properties of hydrated lime asphalt concrete and numerical modelling of constructed pavement performance, Azadin A. Ibrik Hashim Al-Ashaibi. For their thesis on development of a methodology for the performance improvement of Nigerian office buildings considering bioclimatic design perspectives, Osamujaman Meek Agbon. For their thesis on an investigation of energy-saving behaviour for residential buildings in Nigeria, Aisha Ibrahim Tilda. And for their thesis on a strategy for stakeholder engagement in public-private partnership urban infrastructure provision in Nigeria, Bello Nagogo Usman.
Engineering and Environment. Again, each student will be presented individually for their award. I would like to invite Kathy New, Associate Dean, Equity, Diversity and Inclusion, to present the awards.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Science, Engineering and Environment, I present for the award of Master of Architecture, Lana Mahmood, Imran Rehab, Rashid Olatunji Sabitu. For Master of Laws, Construction Law and Practice, Abdullah Mohammed Bondagji. Quive Britton, Louis Michael Bruiser, Tom James Devu Johnson, Martina Franchica, Annabelle Harold Harrison, Frank Atto Incoom, Warren Richard Jones, Conor McCreed, Richard Philip Perry, Robert Christopher Roach, Benjamin Kenneth Smith, Elspeth Wrigley, Hamad Yassin, Jan Zurawski. For Master of Science, Building Information Modelling in Digital Built Environments, Yasaman Sadat Alavi Omandani, Ogenero Amurue, Diane Ahmed Khan Hashim Khan, Siva Gurunathan Jayakumar, Vineeth Jose, Afnan Gayasuddin Khan, Fahimi Mohamed Bashir, Andrew Raymond Mwashita, Nizat Nizamuddin, Akash Shivakumar, Arjun Suchith, Romina Tarigati, Gogol Vinod. For Master of Science, Building Surveying, Oluwasola Oluwakimi Bejide, Freya Neve Harrison, Bethany Aria Eva Jones, Ronan Keane, Mariam Khadija Ulhaq. For Master of Science, Construction Law and Practice, Natalie Jane Allen, Syed Rasul Bashir Ahmed, Robert Edward John Batrick, Elliot Ian Blythe, Ibukunle Israel Dashur, Wesley Edwards, George John Roberts, Eve Isabel Wayne. For Master of Science, Construction Management, Mohammed Suhair Mohammed Abzul Zakir, Celestine Abraham, Ridwanullahi Tosin Afolabi, Adelija Samuel Asheye, Boniface Iwuchukwu Awor, Barmidele Richard Balogun, Renu Madhav Bavsa, Avinash Kisan Durke. Chimaobi Michael Clark Emeribe, Abraham Yusei, Abanu Mebo Ijeoma Ikatule, AJ James, Negin Nadi, Umad Nazir, Nishi Pulat Shanmukan, Hariharan Rajo Gopal, Athulia Sani, Mir Manawa Udin, Vishnu Vidhyadharan, Ramya Krishnan Vilasini, for Master of Science Project Management and Construction, Rithula Sathyan, Justina Babu, Fahim Ahmed, Akhil Ajayan, Raphael Chibueze Akoju, Sultan Alanezi, Saeed Kamba Ali, Martina Akua Apia, Abhishek Avanagada, Tokunbo Adeola Babulaloa, Tharon Kumar Badrapu, Kasim Bazuri, Mitchell Leslie Bennett, Libin Benny, Ariasona Churanganzeth Arian, Dixie Dolphy, Melody Hoselunpur, Basil Joy, Ananthu Krishnan, Daniela Lobo Hamies, Quadri Adisa Mahmudu, Connor Mitchell, Pragati Sunil More, Augustine Asipita Okalanwo, Samuel Olalekan Olanayan, Tolalupe Olawuyi, Uchenna Onukaongu, Mayosore Hoyakayode Hoyawunwi, Bilda Subramanian, Haida Ali Pasha, Helen Louise Patel, Jay Subhash Pawar, Hare Krishnan Pengamuku Gopinath, Apana Prasanan, Dino Prince, Aravind Puthin Vitel, Yasim Yavid Kwasi, Ranasan Ravindran, Nishmitha Robin, Bukunmi Samuel Salako, Safia Emma Siddiq, Olamilekan Samuel Sikiru, Arya Surendran Nair, Vibin Varghese, For Master of Science Quantity Surveying, Abdulaziz, Arisha Ahmad, Saba Ali, Azina Priska Anyanwu, Sneha Bhargavi Apari, Vikash Babu, Matthew Foy, Shazad Hussain, Shinto Kyriakose, Nidin Mabel George, Eleanor Margaret Mascray, Alex McDonnell, Divya Mecherel Vinugopal, Nithin Monyan, Arukal Ajith Monyan Nanelman, Precious Uchenna Ofoho, Salako Adeshola Ogun Raider, Deo Sunakimi Olatunje, Anushi Puthaparamil Prasanan, Anuthu Saji, Nilu Suresh, Shanabi Thenanga Parambril, Lakshani Chushanthika Kumari Tikiri Mudian Selanje, Wasim Nasir Wane. For Master of Science Quantity Surveying Mechanical and Electrical, Maria del Carmen Alaminos. For Master of Science Real Estate and Property Management, Jamal Brown, Charlie Daniel Burnham, Jessica Goodwin Sherritt, Chi Wei Lee, Charlie Joe Wasser. For Postgraduate Diploma in Quantity Surveying, Manitha Tharuthiath Ramachandran. And for Postgraduate Certificate in Building Surveying, James Richard Kilgallen.
Presentation of the undergraduate awards from the School of Science, Engineering and Environment. Each student will be presented for their award individually. I would like to invite Professor Peter Walker, Director of Sustainable Built and Natural Environments, to present these awards.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Science, Engineering and Environment, I present for the award of Master of Engineering, Civil Engineering, Daniel Fortune. Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Civil and Architectural Engineering, Richelin Desiree Romain Bernie. Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Civil Engineering, Nurain Abubakar. Osmain Ahmed. Fajer Al-Jami. Sultan Nawaf Al-Dahani. Abdul Wahad Al-Hirias. Yosef Al-Kandri. Muhammad Al-Qas. Saud Al-Mutari. Mansour Al-Utabi. Sabika Al-Kolesh. Meshal Al-Rashidi. Madhawi Al-Saib. Mohammed Bloshi. Harrison Davies. Dia Fatah. Matthew David Furness. Mubarak Dafala Isaac. Hassan Mohammad. Dennis William Ngawi. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours Civil Engineering and Professional Experience, Alex James Thomas. I think with Jessica Lauren Hunter. Sorry. Joseph Benjamin Parkin. World Fender Pierre. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Architectural Engineering, William Thomas Clark. Chrislyn Desronville. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Architecture, Azan Ahmed. Tala Asif. Smail Asmat. Hannah Demibar. Megan Jane Green. Anisa Iqbal. Sawabi Iqbal. Manjarina Kamal. Janet Zipporah Njeri Kio. Aristotle Sebastian. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Building Surveying, Aidan Hartley. Liam O'Reilly. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Construction Project Management, Hamdun Abu Bakr. Zulkiful Ahmed. Harry James Caton. Matthew Forbes. Rami Lebec. Benjamin Ringrow. Joshua Taylor. George Tracy. Danielle Wardrope. Maya Webster. Patrick Wyatt. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Interior Architecture, Laureen Augustine Makida Misindimbazai. Pernell Desti Nsanga Kivulia. Rajib Shamin. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Quantity Surveying, Patrick John Alderson. Adnan Ali. Lewis James Alton. William Joseph Broad. Samuel Thomas Kroll. William George Cross. Jack Mark Doyle. Emily Jade Edwards. Craig Ford. Yusuf Ghani. Grant Gore. James Griffiths. Matthew Alexander Halsell. Lara Jane Harris. Matthew David Hillman. Andre Holness. Lewis Isherwood. Joseph Alexander Johnson. Matthew Johnson. Isaac Michael Jude. Ryan Michael Kelly. Thomas Lafferty Chisholm. Jake Lord. Robert John Madden. Anthony Noel McBriarty. Caitlin Elizabeth Odger. Habib Patel. Michael Allen Poulton. Matthew Raftery. Zain Arana. Sam Joseph Redmond. Charlie Rice. Thomas Anthony Robinson. Farhan Sahid. Momin Sahid. Lucy Emma Scott. Oliver Scrafton. Abdul Hasib Tahir. Harry Thorpe. Ismail Vali. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Quantity Surveying with Professional Experience, James Philip Chadwick. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Real Estate Asset Management, Moshe Goldman. Nicholas Hodson. Oh, Nicola. Sorry, I do apologize, Nicola. Rylan McAvoy. Chloe B. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Real Estate Surveying, Evaluation and Finance, Adam Abdel Mawai. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Ordinary, Architectural Design and Technology, Ryan Jameson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Ordinary Architecture, Ali Raza Aslam. Ellie Smith. And for the Diploma of Higher Education, Quantity Surveying, Ayub Naila. For the degree of Master of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Wasif Hussain Chaudhry. For the degree of Master of Science, Aerospace Engineering, Abhimanyu. For the degree of Master of Science, Quantity Surveying, Mohammed Buktahawa Chima. For the degree of Master of Science, Real Estate and Property Management, Samantha Alexia Ndlova. Emmanuel Eunolua Aloa. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Construction Project Management, Mohammed Juma. For the degree of Master of Science Building Information Modelling and Digital Built Environments, Mohammed Shahu. For the degree of MSc Construction Management, Mir Munawar Uddin. And for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honours Civil Engineering, Marouk Sayed Nadim.
Graduates and guests, that concludes the presentation of the awards. Before I invite the Vice-Chancellor to close the ceremony, please can I ask all guests to remain seated until all the graduates have left their seats. I would now like to invite the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Nick Beach, to close the ceremony.
Well, that has been a very exciting afternoon for us, and I hope it has been for you. There's one more thing that we need all of our new graduates to do, and that is to put on your hats. So if you can find your hats, now is the time to put them on. This is not a skill test. Okay, maybe it is. Excellent. Now, you have done a brilliant job to get to here today. You've done a brilliant job during this ceremony. There's been fantastic enthusiasm. And in a moment, I'm going to close the ceremony. And when I do that, I would like you to make as much noise as you did at the beginning to say thank you to your supporters, but also to your friends and colleagues in your class. So I now declare this congregation closed. May I invite you to stand, and well done, class of 2023.